Hey, welcome to my channel. Today, we'll uncover John and Feifei's bizarre love story. Feifei finally delivered the gift just before her bus hit the limit, but John took it and suddenly became a cold as ice stranger. John boldly dropped a breakup bomb, leaving Feifei puzzled. After all, he had just sworn to deepen their relationship, only to pull a reverse on. She pulled out a breakup gift, dazzling diamond earrings, revealing John's classic move. As a celebrity, she was already used to silencing girls with money. It had become a routine in her life. Feifei thought, but didn't know this playboy would brighten her life. Despite a seemingly perfect end, John didn't stop, attacking her even more, and barred her at the company door next day. He threw a tantrum like a 3-year-old, shouting about not wanting to see her totally unpredictable. "What writer? I came here at 8:30 for you." Feifei, fed up with it all, finally exploded. With many puppers watching, she scaled John's mansion wall and found him lounging. "What on earth are you doing here? I thought you'd vanish." John was shocked, puzzled why his harmless joke caused Feifei's strong reaction. Feifei didn't hold back, throwing back promises from the past, seemingly exposing his hypocrisy. She recalled their interview from 2 years ago, where John sincerely promised to help her career, but it was all just hot air. 2 years whizzed by, and not only had there been no progress, her job had turned into chore central. "What even is this career? I feel like your personal nanny taking care of you and your dogs." Subtitles. She shouted angrily, lamenting about the life of being constantly treated as a crutch. "Do you think my living expenses come from you? I still have to pay for my czar splurges. Security, staff, lawyers, doctors, all for cooking someone's meals. Do you know how costly my private jet ticket is? Yeah, I'd never pay for it." John realized he had been tricked, but his ego kept him from admitting it until he saw his limited edition tea trembled by Feifei's trendy look. Without hesitation, he fired her, not caring about the chaos that would follow. Little did he know, this move would plunge him into deep regret. Without Feifei's assistance, John's life quickly spiraled into chaos. With only 2 dogs for company, loneliness washed over him like a tidal wave. He had to rethink Feifei's past suggestions, recalling all the help and advice he had overlooked. Amid a whirlpool of emotions, the pressure of his life drove John to Feifei's door, seeking forgiveness. Feifei wasn't home. Her mother was busy until a chorus of shouts came from outside. John perked up, quickly turning off the music, puzzled by the noise, only to spot a strange man in the house. Ellie instantly tensed, grabbing a knick-knack for defense until she spotted John. John immediately recognized her, but was stunned by Ellie's youthful glow, especially when she changed into simple yet elegant attire. Sitting there, it was a bit awkward when John asked, "Have you seen my movies?" Ellie glibly replied, "Nope, I'm not into movies, but you were terrible in it." As alcohol took effect, they chatted more lively. Ellie wasn't John's fan, but knew his character well. She even pinpointed his character's mythic image, sparking John's interest and eagerness to learn more. So, he followed Ellie into a room filled with books, completely stunned to realize she was a celebrated author. This made John, who usually breathes through emotions, feel a deep admiration and a longing to know this extraordinary woman. The alcohol-fueled atmosphere intensified their bond, and next, John couldn't resist leaning in for a kiss. Ellie felt a jolt like electricity. She was slightly dazed by the abruptness of it all. Seeing her reaction, John thought he had overstepped and quickly apologized, unaware that Ellie was just shocked by the return of sensations after so many years. Once they realized their mutual feelings, they finally cast aside all doubts and shared a passionate kiss. However, just as they were lost in the sweetness, Feifei barged in, creating a wave of awkwardness. Feifei bumped her head and started to rush in, blaming their indiscretions. But neither cared about her outburst. Instead, they openly flaunted their affection, leaving Feifei feeling embarrassed and hopeless. Feifei, aware of John's playboy nature, had no choice but to confide in her mother. He's definitely not a trustworthy man, and there's nearly a 20-year age gap between us. Her mother explained, "My husband passed away years ago. I'm a regular woman with emotional needs." Feifei simply couldn't accept that. After dropping her mother off, John invited her back as his personal assistant. Feifei didn't hesitate to refuse, wanting achievements of her own rather than relying on anyone.